Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a stack of material you've shared with us. Looks like website bits, maybe some brochure info, all about a company called Kankyo Bert. And the main topic is commercially viable clean tech, specifically biogas. Seems pretty dynamic.
That's right. The sources seem to give quite a detailed picture of, their operations, their tech, and what they say they've achieved.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Our mission here for this deep dive is really to figure out who Kankyo Bert is. What's this unique approach they talk about, bringing different strengths together? What solutions do they actually offer? And, well, based on these details, what makes them stand out? We've already seen hints about this synergy idea, German tech, Indian engineering, claiming advantages you normally see in, automotive.
Yeah, that synergy seems key to how they present themselves. The sources are clear. Kankyo Bert is a merger. Kankyo Group from India, Bert Energy from Germany. And they position this combination as giving customers, clean tech advantages like you'd find in the car industry.
That's quite a claim. So help me understand, what does each side bring according to these documents?
Well, the sources describe Kankyo Group, the Indian side, as having pretty extensive experience, waste to energy, water sectors, that kind of thing. They really focus on the design, engineering, procurement, construction, basically the full turnkey EPC contractor role. And they mention working to global standards. Their background covers solid waste, bioremediation, various water treatments, so a broad project capability.
Right, the big picture project delivery. And Bert Energy from Germany, what's their angle?
Bert Energy is highlighted for, over 10 years, specifically with smaller scale biogas systems. Their focus, the sources say, the industrialization of biogas tech. They specifically mention containerized biogas solutions offering unseen opportunities.
Industrialization of biogas and containerized. Okay. What do you think that actually means for a customer based on what we have here?
Well, if you look at the phrasing industrialization, that likely means standardization, right? Modularity. Maybe faster deployment. Maybe cost benefits from mass-produced parts instead of, totally custom builds each time. And pairing that with containerized solutions suggests prefab units. Ship them, set them up quicker. Those unseen opportunities could be about making biogas viable for places or scales that just weren't practical before.
Okay, so Kankyo handles the big EPC side, the turnkey projects, and Bert brings the specialized, industrialized, maybe more standardized biogas tech, especially these container units. The source says they combine their know-how for global customers. Sounds like they're aiming for reliable, repeatable projects plus some efficient PEC modules.
Exactly. They brand themselves as a leading commercially viable clean tech solution. Also, globally pioneering commercial biogas solutions. And the scale they report is, significant. They list 150 plus biogas plants worldwide.
Wow, 150 plus plant. That's a pretty solid footprint. Are there other numbers, other indicators of scale in the sources?
Yes. They give numbers for materials processed too. Over 150 tons of biomass per year, and over 2 million tons of CO2 per year. There's also this figure, 100,000 plus aisle. The unit isn't stated right there in the source, but given the context, next to biomass and CO2, it probably suggests another big volume metric, maybe cubic meters of gas, or energy produced, something like that.
Okay, so we're seeing scale and project numbers and volume process, and the sources back this up, claiming 50 years of combined experience in biogas. That's quite a bit of know-how piled up.
Right, and that scale and experience kind of begs the question, what specific things do they offer? What tech lets them build all these plants and handle those volumes? The material lists quite a range of technologies and services. It goes beyond just the turnkey approach.
Right, it looks like they cover the whole chain for a biogas plant. What are some of the key techs mentioned?
Okay, so they list Bert Mobile for organic wet waste management. That's likely the front end, the intake. Then tech for the digestion itself, like PO1 mixing technology. They describe it using the power of nature. Bit of marketing there, perhaps. But likely a specific way they mix material in the digester. They also mention hydrolysis pretreatment.
Hydrolysis pretreatment, what does that actually do in biogas?
Hydrolysis. It's essentially an initial breakdown step. Comes before the main anaerobic digestion really kicks in. Using it as pretreatment helps break down complex organic stuff more effectively. Makes it easier for the biogas-producing microbes to access. So this can mean faster processing, potentially higher gas yields from the same feedstock. It's really about boosting the core digestion efficiency.
Okay, boosting the breakdown. And what about turning the biogas into something useful? Energy.
Exactly. That's where things like large-scale bio-CNG production come in. The source mentions using various agro feedstocks and specifically PSA technology for enrichment.
PSA technology. What does that stand for? And more importantly, what does it do?
Right, PSA is pressure swing adsorption. It's a raw biogas. It's got methane, yes, the useful part, but also a lot of CO2, other trace gases. PSA tech is a process to purify that raw gas. It removes the CO2, other impurities, leaves behind much higher concentration of methane. That purified gas is bio-CNG. It's basically equivalent to natural gas, used for vehicles, injected into the grid. It's the key step to upgrade biogas to high-value fuel.
Got it. So they have the tech to clean the gas, make it usable, and they offer this in containerized bio-CNG solutions too, it seems.
Yes, which ties back to that industrialization idea, doesn't it? Modularity. Put the purification tech in those shippable standard containers.
Makes sense. What about the stuff left over after digestion? The digestate, that's always a big output to manage.
Absolutely crucial. The sources mentioned digestate treatment obviously needed to meet discharge rules, make sure the liquid and solid leftovers are handled responsibly. But they go further. They list nutrient recovery solutions.
Nutrient recovery from digestate. Why is that important?
Well, digestate is full of nutrients. Nitrogen, phosphorus, valuable as fertilizers. Nutrient recovery processes. They extract and concentrate these nutrients, makes them easier to transport, apply as fertilizer. This adds value to the digestate. Turns it from just a disposal issue into potentially a revenue stream. Yeah. Or at least a way for farmers to cut fertilizer costs. It's about closing the loop. Maximizing resource value.
And this is where it gets really interesting, like you mentioned before. They list protein feed from digestate, specifically mentioning black soldier fly larvae, BSFL, as a rich protein source for poultry feed, and even the potential for biodiesel from this process.
Yeah, this is a fascinating angle. Yeah. Instead of just treating digestate, they're pointing to it as a feedstock itself. A feedstock for other processes like insect farming with BSFL, which then becomes animal feed. And the biodiesel mentioned suggests using the fats the larvae produce. It really points to a multi-product approach, way beyond just energy from biogas.
They also list cavitation technology, described as a controlled cavitation patented technology. What's that about?
Cavitation. Well, in simple terms, it's about creating and collapsing tiny bubbles in liquid. It generates intense local forces. In biogas, controlled cavitation can be used to break down complex organic structures even further, either in the feedstock or the digestate. It could potentially improve digestion efficiency or maybe change the digestate properties. The patented part suggests they have a unique way of applying it.
Okay. And finally, CCHP integration for combined cooling, heat, and power on-site.
Right. CCHP, or trigeneration. It's about using the waste heat. Yeah. When you generate electricity from biogas, there's heat left over. Instead of just making electricity and maybe using some heat, that's CHP, CCHP uses some of that heat to run a cooling system too. This really bumps up the overall energy efficiency, uses almost all the energy potential of the biogas right there instead of letting heat just, dissipate. It's about squeezing maximum value from the gas locally.
So looking at this whole suite, waste intake, pre-treatment, efficient digestion, gas purification, digestate treatment, nutrient recovery, even protein and biodiesel recovery, plus efficient energy use with CCHP. It really does seem to cover the entire potential value chain from organic waste.
Yeah, and their list and services sort of reinforce that comprehensive idea. They mention turnkey solutions, reliability, cost-effectiveness, collaboration, innovations, on-time service, value engineering, and R&D. It paints a picture, doesn't it? A company aiming for end-to-end delivery, continuous improvement, supports that commercially viable claim.
And the real-world examples they give, the testimonials, they seem to back up these claims about reliability, about positive impact. We see a milk cow farmer, Germany, plant built 2012, still running perfectly, provides constant income, stabilize their business. They even call themselves energy farmers.
That phrase, energy farmers, is really telling, isn't it? It suggests a fundamental shift. The biogas plant isn't just waste management anymore. It's a new kind of agricultural output, a stable income alongside the milk or crops.
Exactly. Then there's another testimonial, a pig farmer in France. Pig slurry plant running successfully since 2012, emphasizes robustness, ease of operation, and that positive experience led them to invest in a much bigger plant focused more on energy production.
Right, which shows how success builds confidence, enables scaling up. It suggests the tech isn't just functional, it builds trust for significant future investment.
And a third one, another German milk cow farmer. Their farm actually grew after getting their cow slurry plant. Now they're looking to double the farm size and plan to rebuild the same Kankyo Bert system, just bigger.
That's powerful validation. Choosing to rebuild the same system after expanding. It really indicates high satisfaction, trust in the reliability, and a clear link between the biogas solution and the farm's ability to grow.